Welcome to Growing Chatham, North Carolina Cooperative Extension, Chatham County Center's January 2022 podcast. I'm Tiffany Hancock. To access the articles, links, and videos that are mentioned in today's podcast, just visit go.ncsu.edu/growingchatham122. The North Carolina Cooperative Extension Chatham County Center staff would like to wish you a very happy new year. We look forward to continuing to serve you in 2022. Mark your calendars. In observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, our office will be closed Monday, January 17th, 2022. Download the Visit North Carolina Farms app to your smartphone today. Let's take a listen as Julie Wilson from WTVD and the Local Ish visits a farm in Hillsborough. Find out how the Visit North Carolina Farms app has benefited their farm and surrounding farms in our area and throughout North Carolina. Many local farmers markets have shut down across the country due to the ongoing health crisis. James Sayers and Darren Knapp of Ramble Real Farm in Hillsborough, North Carolina, had to change their business model. Now it's order online and pick up.
That has been quite a challenge, definitely a pivot for us.
While challenging, business has been booming to the point that they can't take any more customers.
It is a challenge. It's a stressful feeling. We've tried to address the challenge by increasing our production. So we've quickly tried to ramp up the production of what we have coming on in the next few weeks.
They say neighboring farms are having to increase production as well.
Yes, farmers have been busy, but there's a new app from the North Carolina Department of Agriculture that allows consumers to connect right to their farmers. It is called Visit NC Farms, and get this, say you need something specific, say you need eggs. Well, you just type that in and it's going to list all of the local farms that have that product.
The app currently includes over 500 farms across 30 counties.
Folks really want to support their local farmer. They just don't always know how to do that.
There was a 50% increase in user engagement in March. Jane and Darren are hopeful that people will continue to shop from local farms when the crisis ends. For more about the Visit North Carolina Farms app and to see how much the Visit North Carolina Farms app has grown throughout North Carolina, just visit go.ncsu.edu/growingchatham122. Okay, we're switching gears. Chatham County 4-H would like to wish you all a happy new year and to remind you to save the date. 4-H re-enrollment for January is here again for all of our 4-H members, volunteers, and families. More information will be coming soon, so please check your email for updates. 4-H scholarships and Honor Club applications are due soon. Save the date. All 4-H scholarship and 4-H Honor Club applications are due to Ms. Kaylee by 5 p.m. on January the 18th, 2022. This is a firm deadline, so please contact Kaylee Lawing at kblawing@ncat.edu or just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for Kaylee's information. If you should have any questions or need more information about the 4-H Scholarship and Honor Club applications. 4-H held their 100th annual National 4-H Congress. A delegation of 18 North Carolina 4-H youth and 3 adults representing 15 counties attended the 100th Annual National 4-H Congress, which was held in Atlanta, Georgia, November 26th through the 30th of 2021. The North Carolina delegation returned home from 5 days in which more than 800 youth and adults representing 4-H programs across the country gathered to participate in educational, service, and recreational opportunities. Our Chatham County delegate for 2021 was Miss Stella Goolsby. Stella had this to say about her experience traveling to National 4-H Congress. I was able to participate in lots of team building workshops, and listened to inspiring guest speakers while making new friends from across the country. My favorite event was the International Dinner and Dance, in which I got to taste food from all over the world. I also enjoyed the community service project, in which I helped clean up a local park. The Congress Gala was extremely fun. I got to listen to former 4-H members and their personal experience of their time in the program. Overall, this is one of the most memorable weekends of my life and a monumental moment in my 4-H career. To read more, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. The 2021 Dairy Holiday Photo Contest. Each year, the Dairy Photo Contest allows youth to put their creative talents to use in developing a message about the dairy industry for the consumer public. In design and development of the project, youth learn a great deal about the dairy industry. The contest is supported by the Dairy Alliance. For 2021, photo project submissions will be used to celebrate dairy throughout the holiday season. They will be shared through the Chatham County 4-H social media page in celebration of dairy during the holidays. Congratulations to our very own Miles Picca, who won 3rd place in Division 1 of the contest. Miles will receive $50 sponsored by the Dairy Alliance for his winning entry. Also, a big congratulations to Miles's brother Cameron Picca, who received an honorable mention in the 4-H Clover Bud Division. The Clover Bud divisions are non-competitive. Congratulations to both Miles and Cameron. To see their photos, visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. Hey, high school grads, want to go to college tuition free? The North Carolina Community College System just established the North Carolina Longleaf Commitment Grant. This grant will allow 2020 and 2021 high school graduates to attend one of the state's community colleges. Eligible students are guaranteed to receive $700 to $2,800 per year for tuition and fees for a total of 2 years. Click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for more details. Will it snow this winter? Who knows? But just in case, go ahead and prepare for some snow fun. Visit the Growing Chatham newsletter and click on the link in the 4-H section and learn how to make snow paint. It's easy and it's fun. No snow? No worries. Here's something in case we don't have snow. This is a fun activity that draws from 2 areas of chemistry and shows youth how to form mini snow creatures using household supplies, then fizz them all the way into a bubbly goo. Just click on the link that says Foaming Frosty Snowmen for all the details. To access all the links in the 4-H section of the Growing Chatham newsletter, just visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 122. Are you a home gardener? Don't miss what Matt Jones has to share with us this month. The first thing Matt would like to share is an article about dealing with drought. Drought can cause havoc to our lawn, gardens, and even our water supply. How should you deal with a drought? Find out the key points by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Matt also shares a video. It's an introduction about the spotted lanternfly. Whitney G. Swink discusses the spotted lanternfly and gives you more details about why it's a threat to North Carolina agriculture. You can see this video in the Growing Chatham newsletter. New Therapeutic Horticulture course starts January 10th, 2022. North Carolina State University Department of Horticulture Science and the North Carolina Botanical Garden at UNC Chapel Hill have partnered to create an exciting online learning program. Therapeutic Horticulture Program Development is the second in a series of online courses that teach the theory, practice, and profession of therapeutic horticulture. To access the link to this new therapeutic horticulture class, please visit the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 122. Agriculture agent Debbie Roos recently visited Heart Song Farm in Silk Hope. and met Emily Fuller, who is in her 3rd year of farming, which is truly a labor of love for her. Emily grows vegetables, herbs, and cut flowers, and also produces amazing farm-grown value-added products like smoked garlic scape salt, pepper spice blends, and herbal teas. Emily doesn't do it alone, and she swears she couldn't do it without Emma Stapleton, her year-round full-time employee. Emily's husband Jeff also helps with the farm and fracture and occasionally with harvesting. You can read more about Emily and her Heart Song Farm and Silk Coat by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Don't miss the new videos on truffles and hops. Debbie shares the links in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Did you know that Chatham County farmers markets are open year-round? Even though winter has settled in, don't forget that our 3 Chatham County farmers markets are open year-round. So visit the Farrington Farmers Market, Pittsboro Farmers Market, and Chatham Mills Farmers Market. You can find the link to all 3 websites in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 122. Extension Agent Christina Britt shares the upcoming webinar, An Introduction to Meat Rabbit Production. Are you interested in raising meat rabbits for production? Join North Carolina Cooperative Extension for an introduction to meat rabbit production for producers. This will be a 3-part series. You can attend one or all of the sessions. All sessions will be held virtually through Zoom beginning at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Coming up January 13th, January 20th, and January 27th. To register, just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Save these dates, March 3rd, 2022. The Piedmont Regional Beef Conference will be held in Pittsboro, North Carolina at the Chatham County Agricultural and Conference Center. May 6th, 2022, the Piedmont Regional Goat and Sheep Conference will be held in Greensboro. More details will be coming. Visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 122 to access all links in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Ginger Cunningham, County Extension Director and Extension Agent in 4-H Youth Development and Forestry, shares some forestry news with us. North Carolina State University publication highlights forestry impacts of new Infrastructure Act. North Carolina State University recently released a new publication highlighting how the new Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act will impact the forest industry. The legislation is scheduled to be primarily funded utilizing unused appropriations from COVID-19 relief measures. It will provide over $550 billion beginning in fiscal year 2022 through fiscal year 2026. Relevant provisions include $490 million to fund urban forest management and tree planting, $1.5 billion for state and private forestry, and $3.3 billion designated for wildland fire issues. To read more, just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Coming up is a forestry webinar, Woodland Stewards Seeing the Forest for the Trees, an overview of forestry taxes. Coming up January 18th, 2022 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This webinar is the first of 5 in the Forestry Taxes Learn, Plan, and Save Money webinar series. Join this webinar for an overview of forestry taxes, including a summary of the different types of taxes that forest landowners pay, the terminology used, and more. This presentation will also include the ins and outs of classifying your forest land as a business, investment, or personal property, including how to qualify for profit motive classification. Many forest landowners pay more taxes on their timber than they should. Accountants can help to calculate taxes, but forest landowners need to understand how timber expenses should be reported and how they are taxed. Saving money on timber taxes starts by keeping good records and knowing how tax rules will affect your bill. The Woodland Stewards Regional Extension Program for landowners was developed by a collaborative team of forestry extension professionals from 11 different organizations. This is the 4th year of the series, and other webinars from the current and past series can be accessed on the webinar portal. You must register in advance for this webinar. You can find the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. The next webinar, Woodland Stewards, Basic of Timber Basis, Resetting the Table, January 25th, 2022 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This webinar is the second of 5 in the Forestry Taxes Learn, Plan, and Save Money webinar series. What are the basics of timber basis? Join this webinar to learn more about one of the most important financial aspects of timber management that goes unnoticed or unappreciated. Timber basis is how much you have invested in the timber, and it is used to determine net taxable income. It can be applied to reduce taxable income, minimize inheritance taxes, and reduce financial losses after a storm, and more. Please register in advance. You can find the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 122. Community Resource Development, 4-H Youth Development Extension Agent Kaylee Lawing wants you to be prepared for winter storms. As winter weather makes its way to North Carolina, keep food safety in mind with these tips to prepare for a power outage. Purchase or locate thermometers. Place a thermometer in your refrigerator and freezer. Have a tip-sensitive digital thermometer ready to check food temperatures. Foods that can support the growth of pathogens like cooked vegetables, cooked and raw meats, and cut melons, leafy greens, and tomatoes are riskier after being held above 41 degrees for more than 4 hours. Check stock of refrigerator. Purchase or prepare food items that don't require refrigeration and can be eaten cold or heated on an outdoor grill. Store or purchase water in case water systems are impacted, resulting in boil water advisories. Use bottled or clean water for everything from brushing teeth to cooking. Prepare coolers and purchase ice and dry ice. Use dry ice to extend the amount of time food can stay below 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Freeze containers of water for ice or purchase ice. Click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to read more and to access a full list of disaster resources by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 122. Family and Consumer Sciences Extension Agent Tara Gregory has a lot of news she would like to share with you this month. Tara shares snack mix ideas for nutritious New Year's snacking. Satisfy your taste buds by making your own snack mix. And all these snacks can be made to taste to your preference. Now please note that whole nuts and popcorn are choking hazards for children under the age of 4. Are you craving something sweet and satisfying? Here's Tara's suggestions. Take almonds, dark chocolate chips, and dried cherries or apricots and mix them all together. Looking for something sweet and salty? Tara says to take some O's cereal, raisins, or dried cranberries, roasted pumpkin seeds, and a sprinkling of mini chocolate chips. Maybe you're looking for something a little more savory. Take 3½ cups plain popped popcorn, some oil spray, half a tablespoon of taco seasoning, half a cup of peanuts, half a cup of raisins, and 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds. Mix the popped popcorn, the peanuts, raisins, and pumpkin seeds together and spray with the oil spray. Once it's mixed up good, then start adding the taco seasoning and mix it up. Stick it in a Ziploc bag and shake it up. Then enjoy your nutritious snack. Did you know hunger affects every community in North Carolina? Within Chatham County, 12% of the total population experiences food insecurity. Children and older adults have the greatest risk of being hungry. When people lack access to adequate and healthy foods, their health and well-being suffers. Chatham County Cooperative Extension offers a program called More in My Basket, which provides education about the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, is known as Food and Nutrition Services in North Carolina and is the largest federal program in the country. Through More in My Basket, participants learn if they are likely eligible for SNAP or FNS, how SNAP and FNS can expand their food budget and receive assistance with completing a SNAP application. More in My Basket strives to reach people who may benefit from SNAP through increasing SNAP information dissemination. More in My Basket staff screen community members' SNAP eligibility, assist with SNAP application completion, and bridge the gap between the community and the local Department of Social Services. If interested in screening or application assistance, contact More in My Basket For English, please call 1-855-240-1451 or in Spanish 1-888-382-7105. You can also click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for more details about More in My Basket and other resources. Do you get EBT benefits? If you do, your opinion is needed. Please take a moment to share your thoughts about adding EBT benefits as a payment option at the Pittsboro Farmers Market. Farmers markets are places where local fish, meat, dairy products, fresh fruits, and vegetables are sold. The Pittsboro Farmers Market takes place on Thursdays from 3 until 6 p.m. and is located on East Street in Pittsboro in the parking lot beside the YMCA near Walgreens. To take the survey online, just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Tara has some exciting news that will affect her schedule temporarily. Tara will be on parental leave, likely beginning in late January through April. That's right, Tara's having a baby, and we are so excited. If you should have any family and consumer science related needs or questions, please contact Orange County's Family and Consumer Sciences agent, Ivelisse Colon, at 919-245-2055. You can also click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter for her contact information by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 122. County Extension Administrative Assistant Brandy King loves to save money, and she likes to pass her tips on to you. This month, she shares a publication from North Carolina State University about saving money on no-cost, low-cost energy changes. When money is tight, look for ways to reduce household expenditures. There are a number of simple, no-cost, low-cost things you and your family can do to help save money on your utility bill. So click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 122 and start saving that money today. Let's step back in time to 1987. Pittsboro has been undergoing a transformation before our eyes. Chatham County has been going through a transformation before our eyes as well. Our county has been transforming since 1776. In the February 26, 1987 edition of the Chatham Record, there was an article, My, How We Have Changed. So much has changed since this article was published. You can find this article in the Growing Chatham newsletter. There is a link in the newsletter that you can click on so that you can read this article a little bit better. In 1987, the newspaper looks back to the 1920s through the 1980s. One clip in the newspaper states that in 1924, Chatham Mills began, when an artistic weaving company began the woven label mill here as one of the three companies owned by the firm. Shortly afterward, Albert Kluge purchased the firm. Willard Kluge assumed the helm of the company in 1964. The mill is now known as Artistic Identification Systems Incorporated, Chatham Mills Division. Labels for clothing and other goods are manufactured at the plant. Since this article was written in 1987, Chatham Mills actually has gone through a transformation. For many years, the plant was closed down, but was reopened several years later, adding a co-op grocery store, a farmer's market, and even the Paradise Pollinator Garden. That's managed by our own extension agent, Debbie Roos. Pittsboro Ice and Fuel was begun by J.A. Thomas Sr. in 1935 as Pittsboro Ice and Coal. It has been in its present location since 1954. Since 1977, the business has been run by J.A. Thomas Jr. Since this article was written in 1987, this area also has undergone a transformation. The Pittsboro Ice and Fuel building was torn down, and the lot sat vacant for many years. For those old-timers that can remember, the train tracks ran through this area as well. A few years ago, Main Street Station was built, a building that looks old, but it's not old. The YMCA and other businesses are housed here, as well as the Pittsboro Farmers Market. Burns Exxon was begun by the late Gordon Burns in 1949. Now run by Odell Jackson, the station is owned by Bill Wofford. Today, we know Burns Exxon as Elizabeth's Pizza that sits right at the hill north of the courthouse. Check out the grand opening of the new Farmers Exchange Pittsburgh warehouse, February 4th, 10 a.m., 1954. This was a flyer that was found in the Chatham Record. Today, we know the Farmer Exchange Pittsburgh warehouse as Country Farm and Home. You can also see pictures of the Piggly Wiggly store that's set directly across from the Postal Fish Company, which used to be the old post office. The transformation continues. Plans are underway for the new Pittsburgh Town Hall to be built on the property of the former store. The plans are pretty impressive. Not only will there be a new building, but a parking deck is included in the plans. Don't close your eyes for long, because when you open them back up, there may be something new standing in your old favorite spot. Now, here's some news from our community partners. Do you own a farm here in Chatham County? Applications are now being accepted to enroll your farm in the Chatham County Voluntary Agricultural District Program. Visit the Growing Chatham newsletter to see if your farm qualifies and to find out how you can enroll your farm. Now from the Chatham County Public Health Department. Get the latest COVID-19 updates by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Don't forget, masks are required before entering any Chatham County government building. Looking for more extension news? Just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to find us online. To access the articles, links, and videos that are mentioned in today's podcast, just visit go.ncsu.edu/growingchatham122. I'll wrap it up here. I hope that you have a great first month in 2022. I'm Tiffany Hancock. I'll be back next month with more news from North Carolina Cooperative Extension.